The TV show turned Netflix hit series Lucifer has a lot of things for fans to enjoy in all sorts of ways, not the least of which are the antics of the titular Lucifer Morningstar. But beyond him, there's a great cast of characters who can't help but imbue the various characters they play with the kind of energy that fans can't help but go nuts over. But while they certainly act a certain way on camera, when you look at them in the behind-the-scenes way, you might not know everything. So allow us to show you 10 weird things you didn't know about the cast of Lucifer. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Being David Bowie and Oscar Wilde. The author of the graphic novels that inspired the show, Mike Carey, said that his initial inspiration for the character of Lucifer is the late, great David Bowie. If you've not already read the graphic novels, or if you have, it's easy to see that there's a great resemblance to the musician. But for Tom Ellis, he says that he's portrayed the character and seen him evolve. He sees Lucifer more as an Oscar Wilde type of person. Lucifer's poetic spirit is one thing that's hard to hide. As an ode to the original David Bowie inspiration, the writers always find a way to incorporate a David Bowie song or two into a couple episodes a season. At least they're staying true to the author's wishes one way or another, which, as many comic fans would say, is the most important thing outside of the quality of the show.
We're not done.
Number 9. Lauren German is the prankster on set. The Lucifer cast is a tight-knit bunch, and you'd think it'd be Ellis pulling the pranks since he does play the devil after all. But it's actually German who plays Goody Two-Shoes Chloe that's the prankster of the group. On Ellis's birthday, for instance, she filled his dressing room with a dozen life-size cardboard cutouts of a guest star that drove him batty. She's also available to help homeowners looking to protect themselves against the wet bandits. Get it? Because that's a Home Alone joke? Never mind. The point is that while Lauren may seem like an angel, pun intended, on the show, she actually is a bit of a devil behind the scenes, and you better be careful with her or else you'll be the one getting pranked. Even the devil knows that Lauren German can get one over on him.
Oh my god, it's so big.
Number 8. The Greek fan theory. One of the most fun elements of the show is the dynamic between Lucifer and Chloe. Their chemistry is one of the best parts of the show by far, and fans can't get enough of it. So much so that there's a serious fan theory going on that connects the two to another pantheon, the Greek gods. Fans have long speculated that Lucifer is Hades and Chloe is Persephone. Want to jump on board this conspiracy? In Greek mythology, Chloe is one of the many alternate names of the goddess Demeter, mother of Persephone. We've heard of mother-daughter bonding, but that's going a little too far. If you're not familiar with their story, you should look it up. It's both dark and depressing and very Greek. Not the least of which is the play by Hades to ensure that Persephone stays in the underworld with him. You know, like how Lucifer wants Chloe to go and be with him forever. Just saying.
Lucifer Morningstar. Is that a stage name or something?
Number 7. The devil has a female twin. Now, that statement is a bit silly because in Lucifer, his archangel brother is his literal twin and is also played by Tom Ellis, just with more intensity and a scar on his face. But real life does mimic this in a certain way. Interestingly, Ellis has a twin sister. In fact, he grew up in a female household as he was the only brother to 3 sisters. Being surrounded by women for his upbringing, and especially because of his twin sister, it's no surprise that Ellis is comfortable around women. In fact, he stated in the past that he's not really a bloke's bloke, being more comfortable around women. But you didn't see that coming given how Lucifer is known to woo women left and right with his gifts. But in real life, he's a pretty chill guy apparently, and that's to be appreciated. Especially how certain other men are known to treat women on set.
Sweet and generous Tom is.
Number 6. The Lucifer Biker Gang. Okay, so maybe the exact wording they used was bike club, and they only ride bicycles around the Warner Brothers studio lot. But that's just semantics. DB Woodside says he opted out of the club, so we're currently planning to recruit him for a rival bike club. Step 1. We'll put cards in our wheel spokes and impress him with the mildly annoying noise it makes. But in all seriousness, this is a weird but fun thing that shows just how much the cast has connected together over time. Because to be clear, they really do love one another. And when they go to come back for season 4, 5, both parts, and now 6, they couldn't help but show their appreciation for getting to work with each other again. But could you imagine if they did have a real biker gang? No one would be able to touch them. No one. Number 5. Eve and Green. Whether she's drinking apple teenies, emerging from green lights, or wearing certain emerald clothing, Eve, played by Inbar Lavi, is constantly surrounded by the color green. It's a nod to the Bible story of Eve eating the forbidden fruit. which further goes to show just how much the show is playing to lore, while also going and creating their own special twist on things. The question is, did you all notice that this was indeed the case with Eve? Or did this subtle detail escape your vision?
Come into the bedroom, I'll show you what else came in the mail.
Number 4. Picking God. The man upstairs made a huge impact on Season 5, as God made his debut to handle his sons, if you will, and helped to set the tone for the final season. God had only been teased in the show outside of a voiceover by Neil Gaiman, so portraying him in live action was a big deal. The showrunners had a big crazy list of possible actors to play God, but their top choice was Dennis Haysbert, who of course has played in movies and TV shows and animated series and insurance commercials aplenty over the years. It honestly shouldn't be too much of a surprise that he really did well as God, and even the showrunners admitted how amazing it was to work with Haysbert and how easily he took to the role. So you could say his acting skills are godly. Wow. We'll move on. Number 3. The devil's real family are pastors. Yep, that's right. Though he's known for playing the devil, Ellis actually comes from a religious family. He was born in Cardiff, Wales to Christopher Ellis, a Baptist pastor, and Marilyn Ellis, a music teacher. His sister is a Baptist pastor too. But in case you're wondering, his dad has no problem with him playing the devil. My dad was cool with it. I don't think my dad watches the show. I was going to say religiously. He told Square Mile magazine with a grin, "I don't think my dad is an avid viewer of my show. But that's not because it's about the devil. It's just not his cup of tea. He'd rather watch reruns of Inspector Morse." You'd think that no one would care about a show about the devil given everything that's on TV, but you'd be wrong on that front. In fact, when the show was brought to life, there were certain religious groups who made a petition to stop the show before it aired because of its content and its glorifying of the devil. So it's a bit funny that one of those people not protesting was a pastor. Who knew? Number 2. Mazikeen's musical. For the musical episode, Leslie Ann Brandt says she channeled the Icons to perform a sexy dance, which was an interesting turn for Mazikeen, and something that we can bet a lot of fans enjoyed. The musical episode was easily one of the highlights of Season 5, and as a result of that, fans are curious how Season 6 can possibly top it. Number 1. No more body doubles. In Hollywood, there's an understanding as well as a tradition of sorts that certain actors can't or won't perform everything the series needs them to do in a scene, like with action scenes or with intimate scenes. After losing a bet with his trainer, Ellis worked himself into good enough shape to do his own nude scenes. It also means that's 100% Tom Ellis you're seeing on screen and not a body double. You almost have to wonder if he regrets losing that bet. We're honestly not sure. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Lucifer and the cast that helped bring it to life? Did you learn something about the cast that you didn't before? Which of these castmates was the most impressive to you in terms of who they are and how they perform? What are you looking forward to the most with the 6th and final season of the show? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time on the channel.